Hail and matches, kings and queens. It's me, the King, and if you just completed campaign of Path of Exile 2, you arrived into Atlas Endgame. It's overwhelming and hard to understand what to actually do in this location, but don't worry, I got you covered. Today I'm not only explaining you how Endgame works, but also I will give you blueprint on how to advance through Endgame quickly and not waste a lot of time by doing useless activities. Well, after beating campaign you will arrive to Ziggurat Refuge. Instantly talk with Doriani, maybe with other guys over here, and just get all quests going. Most importantly, Doriani will give you Waystone. It will be different, because it will be Waystone tier 1. Waystone tiers go up to 16, and you will use them to open maps. To do it you need map device, and it will be located in the middle of this Ziggurat Refuge. However, you can do it from your hideout. First of all, try to interact with the Ziggurat Refuge map device, and I don't know how for you, but for me it always opens basic campaign map first. So just exit from the screen and interact again. You will see that you're right now in Ziggurat Refuge. While there's a bunch of stuff that will be similar for each player, actually this map is generated randomly and it's shared account wise. So for your next character you will share the same map with the same maps. Doriani will give you quest to cleanse corruption, and you can see all quests going on over here or in your quest menu on the screen. Corruption is this area with a red icon. As you can see, area has corruption, and to cleanse corruption you need to go into this reddish corruption. It's called corrupted nexus. To do it, basically check where is corrupted nexus located, and it's for me was located somewhere over here. And of course there's loads of these corrupted nexuses everywhere. Corrupted maps will have extra monsters and different bosses. More often than not they're a little bit harder, and also they can have different kinda debuffs for you. For example, in this corrupted area monsters will deal more damage but will have less life. But main idea is to get to corrupted area and cleanse next. You will have different quests. First one will be to cleanse at least at Waystone tier 1. And honestly that's the first thing you need to do. Technically your main idea is to actually fill complete quests and upgrade your Atlas. Let's go to Atlas passive tree. That's my passive tree right now. I'm experimenting with a bunch of stuff, and best setups for Atlas when you unlock full points will be on the channel soon. But for beginners it's super simple. What you want to do, you want to have as much Waystones in your pockets as possible. Therefore, the first 5 points you will get should be spent over here. You need to go to item rarity and then get 10% increased quantity of Waystones in your maps, and then 2 points over here, 4% increased quantity of Waystones in your maps. So you will get 18% quantity of Waystones instantly, and this will give you ability to get as much Waystones as possible. Waystones will anyway drop after you beat all map objectives, and right now most of the time it's just clearing all monsters. But I don't recommend you running tier 1 Waystones a lot. Just to get used to endgame activities and how maps works, it's nice idea to go into your first corrupted area with just tier 1 Waystones. It probably will take around 4 maps or so. Basically, you start in Ziggurat Refuge, and you will have options to go into different maps. Green maps is already completed ones and we can't access them. But from these maps we can go into next direction. So this Rapture connected to Spider Woods, connected to Channel. I can pick any of these maps and play them. And to play maps we basically open this map and we have 4 slots, but only 1 slot is usable. So it's like bamboozle from developers, I guess, or maybe something for next endgame patch. But for now, it is what it is. Basically, you drop map into map device and you can open it. After completing map, you will go to the next one, and again, from the last enemy you will slain, from a rare enemy, you will get another Waystone of the same tier. So how to advance tiers? Well, it's also pretty easy. To advance tiers you need to find map bosses, and that's a map boss. Basically, map boss icon looks like this, and if you cleanse this area with map boss, you will get higher tier Waystone from him. It works until 11 or 12th tier. At that point, sometimes they're not always dropping Waystones. But there's a way how to go around it. You need a bunch of Waystones, actually 3 of them, and you can drop them into Reforging Bench. So Reforging Bench can be used to combine any different kinds of Waystones. They should not be even white or all blue. You can combine 3 different ones and reforge into one of the next tier. If you combine yellow, rare Waystones, they will be combined into rare, but if it's random Waystones, most most of the time it will be this gray without any upgrades. Another way how you can get Waystones, you can buy them from Doriani. While it's an option, I don't recommend doing it a lot because they will cost a lot when you advance. So tier 14s is 18k, it's a lot of gold for you. So don't do it all the time, but you can do it every now and then. Basically, you want to run maps, get Waystones, and then upgrade to the next tier. At the same time, as you already know, running bosses is a great idea, and as you can see I got loads of boss maps over here. Well, for you it will probably look like this, there's no boss maps at all, so how to advance map tiers if you just want to clear all the bosses? Well, there is a really easy way. What you want to do, you want to go into Precursor Tower, it will look like this. And at the time of going into Precursor Tower, you want to make sure you get Precursor Tablets. So I will get 3 of them, I will upgrade my Waystone, and I will show you exactly how it works. But here's cleansed tower already, and I got 3 slots unlocked. In this tower I can place my Precursor Tablets, and there's different ones. There's Boss Tablets, Overseer Tablets, there's Irradiated Tablets that will give us +1 level to areas, there's other content tablets for Breach, Delirium and Expedition and Ritual. After using tablets on this tower, we will have bunch of maps with extra content. So I guess you see where it's going. Step number 1 is to just cleanse area with corruption, so you get first Atlas points. Then while you're going to the next area, you want to actually collect bunch of Precursor Tablets, and after cleansing second Nexus, you want to spend points over here. Local knowledge is just something I really like to have. Different maps will have different biomes, and in different biomes you will have better chances to get different types of currency. And then you upgrade it over here for more Waystones in your maps and increased quantity of Precursor Tablets Waystones found in new maps. And then it's basically up to you, you can get bunch of extra effects from your Precursor Tablets, basically more powerful ones, but I recommend going down here and increase rarity of Waystones, increase quantity of items, and Waystones will have chance to be a higher tier. So that's like basically a starting setup with first 10-14 points. Then you want to go to the left side, get more rare monsters. It's really nice to have this extra quantity of Waystones, but honestly I don't think they are useful right now. So that's technically like beginner Atlas setup. So we're going over here, then here, that's first 5 points, and then we're getting like over here. That's it, 10 points maximum you need to advance with the Atlas. Now, tower. You drop in your Waystone, and if Waystone is basic, it will have only 1 slot. So after you beat this tower, you will get only 1 Precursor Tablet available. If you're running boss tablets, they will have up to 4 maps in the range with bosses. Unlucky ones will have 2 maps. So let's run this. And to unlock more slots, you just need to run maps with more modifiers. However, be really cautious, because more modifiers on the map will be harder and also will have less attempts. For example, this yellow Waystone will give me 3 different attempts. Let's try. And by 3 different attempts, I mean, of course, we're able to die 3 times and then repeat if needed. So on towers it's extremely easy and straightforward. And unlike normal maps, you don't need to clear every single rare monster. Rare monsters is like shown with skull icons on the map, minimap. But again, as I told you, it's not needed to actually complete tower map. Here we go, checkpoint. This means probably end is near. And it definitely is. There's different types of towers, but all of them will end in Precursor Beacon. You touch it and map is completed. We can go back. Now we can use this tower and drop Precursor Tablets, and here we go. Bunch of maps with bosses around us. And that's basically next step. Step number 1, to get at least 5 points in your Atlas tree, and then try to beat as much bosses near the nearest Precursor Tower to advance through Waystones pretty cheaply and fast. Why it's really important? Well, even running basic gray tier 15 Waystone without any upgrades, or just blue one for example, may be even easier for you than running insanely hard map with loads of penalties but on lower tier Waystone. And at the same time, high tier Waystone will give you higher level of area, therefore you will get experience faster, and you will get a lot better loot. So you will get better gear and again advance your character power a lot faster. Now, while Atlas points is really important, again, most important is the first 7 or like 10 ones. Then you're free to go where you want, but technically I would say this right part is like most important, super important for you, and then you can go into any direction you want. I really advise you getting a little bit of this pack size, so there will be a little bit more monsters on the map, but then you can go into top part will give you more rogue exiles, so you will play a bunch of PvPs. Right part will give you more essences if you like essences, or more Asmiri spirits, I don't like them. And left part is strong boxes and shrines. So again, depending on what you're looking for, maybe you're looking for better experience gains, you can go into shrines and you can get shrines for better experience and stuff like that. Maybe at this point you got a question how to get waystones with more like bonuses if you want harder maps. It's easy, of course, you just drop exalted orbs, orbs of augmentation, regal orbs, or orbs of alchemy on them, and you just upgrade your maps. In case you don't have anything from required stuff for first few steps, like precursor tablets maybe not dropping for you, you can buy them in trade market. So you just go for overseer precursor tablet, you search for it, and you can buy them for just 1 val orb, or even cheaper, like 1 exalt, few regal orbs, this bunch of different ones. So it's pretty easy to do, these first few steps. The next step, you're already farming tier 15 maps, so that's basically what you need to aim for. If you still can't, well, you need better build. If you're following my builds, it will be like no problem for you, but if you're playing different characters, of course I can't play every character in the end game, well, probably you just need better equipment. Therefore, I got a bunch of guides in description that will explain you how to get like better equipment, and also there will be a crafting guide by the end of this video, and in description how I crafted almost god tier crossbow, and it will be god tier soon. The next one, what to do next? Well, the next part is to actually clear content. I recommend to never focus on content before you hit tier 15 maps. It's just not worth it. You will get a lot better loot a lot faster if you advance through the maps and play really high tier maps for high tier content. So what is content? Basically it's icons you see on the screen right now. And actually I got a map with all types of content. So we will have map boss, breach, expedition, delirium, ritual. It's also irradiated for higher level of monsters, and it's also cleansed. Cleansed is different type of area, and cleansed maps appear after you cleanse corruption. You may run them, and there will be different monsters, different drops. Anyway, we are dropping waystone into map, and let's open it. Here we go. So, first content is Delirium. Delirium is super simple. There's like a Delirium mirror at the start of the area. Make sure to look around, and if you forgot what content is on the map right now, well, it's on the right side, so you can see, oh, there should be a Delirium mirror. Sometimes this mirror can be like behind checkpoints, so just look around, it should be near. When you touch this mirror, the area will become delirious, and oh my goodness, this crossbow is really crazy. I just corrupted it and just melts everything, as well as my new build. Anyway, we're about like... This is Endgame guide, not my crossbow showcase. So, for Delirium, little tip that basically you just saw in the beginning. Try to clear a little bit of area in front, because after you touch, you will be ambushed by delirious monsters. It's like another type of monsters. They're pretty weird, and they got their own abilities. There's also a chance to spawn delirious boss. So boss may appear on the map, it's pretty fun. But basically it's super simple, you just run around, and after a little bit of time the fog will try to disappear. Fog actually travels, so you can travel with it. It looks like it's traveling to the left side. You basically can see these white particles going left. So we will try to go with the fog. The more we go with the fog, basically the more delirious monsters will be slain, and there is a counter for them. As you can see, we got 3 points right now, 3 emotions, but I want to get at least 4 to showcase you this. So let's hit 4 emotions. 4 emotions is a great start, and if you think it's like becoming hard, because every stage will make monsters more and more powerful, and not only delirious monsters but even basic monsters. So if you ever feel overwhelmed by monsters, you can actually end it by pressing correct combination of buttons or just correct button. So for example, I'm scared, let's turn it off, and it will be turned off in a second. There's no fog, and now we got our rewards. it will be dropped right on us when Delirium ends. There's two types of rewards, splinters and special rewards for Delirium. It will be diluted emotions. You already saw these emotions when you played campaign in Act 4, and there's different ways how you can use them. First of all, you may use them on your Waystones. So I will use this one, for example. It will be open. Now in crafting window I can drop my Waystone and I can enchant it in steel basically with this emotion. And first one will just make area Delirious. Delirious area is just area which is a little bit more hard. So we will take more damage, monsters will deal more damage, stuff like that. Other emotions will give us different bonuses, and we can instill with up to 3 different emotions. It can be the same or can be different. So for example, this one will increase pack size. Therefore, if you're going, for example, for rituals, you want more monsters, and instilling your Waystone with pack size is really great. But I'm not touching strategies in this video. If you want more endgame strategies and how to utilize them, how to get more currency, make sure to drop a comment so you're interested in this stuff. It's a little bit more like in depth, but technically that's basically how it works. Different emotions will give us different bonuses. Also, you can use these emotions on your amulet, but not just one emotion, you can use 3 of them. And it can be different like combinations. This combination won't work, but this also not working, but this will work. For example, I can instill my amulet with vigilance. If amulet is not corrupted, you can change it. If amulet is corrupted, you can't change it, of course. So this will give me vigilance, which gives me block chance and stuff like that. And it's actually big nodes on passive skill tree. So that's vigilance, that's the one, and this can give you loads of power. For example, for my character I want overwhelming strike, therefore let's inspect it, and I will need this combination of emotions: dark blue, light green, despair, envy and disgust. After getting these emotions, well, I can instill my amulet with this passive. That's actually what I'm going That's actually upgrade I'm going for right now, but more often than not you won't actually find really powerful emotions. So how to get better emotions? It's pretty easy. You just use Reforging Bench, you drop 3 of them and they will be combined into the next tier, and so on and so on, so you can advance through them. It's not the only way to do it. Also, you will get a lot better emotions by using Simulacrum Splinters and farming Simulacrum, but more on that later in Pinnacle content section of this video. For now, let's go into the next activity. So that was Delirium basic. I'm not touching about this like green guys. They also endgame-ish, but technically they are just leak content for now. I hope you already know what to do with them. But here we go. Next content is a ritual. Ritual is a great content, actually. I like rituals, but you need to make sure your character got enough chaos resistance to run rituals. It's just super important because a lot of traps will be with chaos damage. So rituals looks like this basically. It's a big ritual. You need to touch it and monsters will start to emerge. Before touching it, try to cleanse monsters around because they're the monsters that will respawn in the ritual later. So let's activate it, and actually it's written on the ritual post what debuff we will get, like what danger will be in this ritual. For this one it's nothing special. There's a bunch of fog, and this fog should remove my chaos resistance, I guess, maybe remove my defenses, maybe like slow me down a little bit, but this fog is not really like too bad for me. It's like fine. Let's actually check. Yeah, it hinders movement speed and reduces elemental resistances. So this fog is bad, but not really too bad for me. After defeating a ritual, sometimes you will get drops, sometimes not. Maybe you will get drops always, but drops are not too good. And you can interact with it. So after interacting with ritual, you will be able to get bunch of valuable stuff. But as you can see, bunch of stuff is locked. This means you will unlock it after cleansing all of the rituals. And that's basically how you advance through the rituals. There can be up to 4 rituals on your map. So let's start another one. Technically, every ritual you start will be harder and harder in a single map, of course. Now, as you can see, a little bit more items available to me. But after 3 rituals, I unlocked full shop. Should you buy everything from it? Well, no. First of all, there's one more ritual remaining, so we will get a bunch of extra points. And what you're looking for is mainly omens. Bunch of omens can be really pricey and good, but bunch of them is okay-ish for you. For example, Omen of Amelioration will give you ability to not lose a lot of experience when you die. It's really useful, especially if you're leveling, because after you die in the end game, you will lose bunch of your experience. But most important item you're looking for is Petition Splinter. It's the item that will give you ability to join Pinnacle boss fight, and every content actually leads to this Pinnacle boss fight. That's what we are looking for. So each item can cost a little bit of tribute, but you don't need to actually pay it instantly. You can defer item. I will show you how it looks, and it looks like this. So this is Omen of Gambling. I already deferred it, and it will appear in next rituals, on next maps, and so on. And right now it costs a little bit less. I can defer it once again. It will cost me just 40 tribute, and next time it will cost 23 tribute less. So you can defer them almost indefinitely, and they will cost a lot less. Right now let's buy these splinters, and should I buy all this crap? Well, no. There's also a button that can reroll all your favors. Depending on your build, on your Atlas build, more on that in a second, or on your precursor tablets, you can have a lot of rerolls. Right now I got 4, and it will cost 750 for me, but normally it's 1000. That's because I already upgraded Atlas a little bit. So after rerolling we got another set of options, and as you can see there's a really good option of Petition Splitters once again, so we're buying them. I don't need these omens, and quickly checking if there's any like 35% movement speed boots. No, let's reroll again. Rerolling again, and there's a bunch of extra splinters and Exalted Orb tier 2. So this Exalted Orb will cost 2700 tribute. That's why I will buy again Petition Splinters, and I will try to defer this item. It's really advisable if you see insanely valuable item to defer it, because if you want to defer item, it will just disappear and you will need a lucky streak to get it back. To defer this item I will need 460 tribute, therefore let's find one more ritual and I will defer it so I can buy it later. Basically, these items that cost 2000, 3000 tribute, most often than not, you will just try to defer for 2 or 3 maps in a row when you're farming rituals. So we're deferring this item, but be careful, if you will roll and you won't have enough tribute to defer it again, you actually will lose previous defer. So it will be again high cost item. Therefore, I won't have enough tribute for next defer, I will just buy a bunch of orbs and that's it. But look what we have over here, it's some purple hand. Well, it is none other than Breach. Yeah, Breach, another endgame activity. You spawn this circle and it's just becoming bigger and bigger right from the hand until it will start to disappear. Basically, you want to go around the circle and fight monsters, but don't go out of the circle. Monsters technically is invisible when they out of the circle, but they still can hit you. So if you don't know why you are dying in a breach, maybe you're just running outside of the breach. Technically, your idea here is to just defeat as many monsters as possible and touch all collapsed hands you will find. And Breach Lord collapsed hands, basically, like the big ones. Idea is simple, basically you're getting loads of currencies that you won't see right now because they changed code, how it works, but you just want to clear as much breach monsters as possible and touch as much collapsed hands as possible. Now Breach shrinks, and when it fully shrinks, we will get our reward. Ta-da! Breach Splinters. There's also Catalysts, which is a pretty nice equipment modifier. They can be used on a ring or amulet, and they will improve quality of your ring of amulet. So you just need correct type. For example, this will improve caster modifiers, and you can figure out it yourself. Or you can go into PoE2DB website, Path of Exile 2 database, basically go into modifiers and then check, for example, rings. And this will show you all modifiers that is available on rings. For example, if we use lightning catalysts on ring, it will improve added lightning damage, increased lightning damage, and lightning resistance, and to all elemental resistances. So if you got a ring with all these 4 combined modifiers, if you drop catalysts that increase lightning modifiers, all these 4 modifiers will become better. Let me check, do I have fire damage? Yes, so here we are, 23 to 35 fire damage to attacks. I will use this catalyst over here and it will increase my fire damage. a little bit later. Right now it's just plus 2%, so it's not enough to increase fire damage actually. But dropping fire increasement on my amulet will be great, again, because I will improve elemental resistance and fire resistance at the same time. Now, there is one more activity, and it's of course expedition. If you're just starting out, you will find different guys in expedition, and different guys will appear in your hideout, so you can interact with expedition later. So let's talk with them if you're just first time meeting these guys. Just good manners, and you will see a bunch of different like banners over here. They all got meaning. Technically there's two types of banners. There's monster banner and there's chest banner. Chest banner will look like this. They can be bigger, but I got only a small one in this map. And monster markers is basically this spears with skulls. Big one will summon really powerful guys, small one will summon like smaller, pretty easy guys. You're looking mostly for expedition logbooks in this activity, but also there's some nice drops that you can use for your crafting. As you can see, there's also little monuments, and these monuments will come with buffs and debuffs. For example, this will give monsters immunity to chaos damage, but increase rarity of items found in the chests. That's a good for me, because I'm not doing any chaos damage. However, it can be awful for me if it's immunity to lightning damage, so be careful. Be careful with what? Well, with explosives. When you interact with expedition, you will be able to place explosives by pressing correct combination. You will enter into placement mode, and you can place these circles mostly like anywhere you like, but they come from the middle. Basically, you can't go too far initially, later you will be able. And just we need to plan our road, basically, what we want to find. Mostly you're looking for, again, logbooks, that's the logbooks, and monsters won't give me life leech, that's totally fine. Therefore, I'm trying to hit my explosive on both of these bonuses and also excavated chest, this little chest over here. And now I will try to trigger all excavated chests in the map, so I will get more expedition logbooks from them. No, actually I will get more expedition logbooks from runic monsters. Therefore, I can undo my placement. So first one will break these two bonuses, and now let's unlock more runic monsters. So there's two runic monsters over here. I will increase a rarity that drops from them, and again a rarity that drops from runic monsters by at the same time touching a runic monster outpost. And I can't get enough distance to hit my explosive over here, just not enough distance. Therefore, let's just pick these bonuses and make this expedition really hard. You touch detonator, then it detonates and monsters will start to summon. But don't rush, you are not in a hurry mode, you can actually run away and be extra careful with expeditions. Sometimes these monsters are really deadly and pretty awful to deal with. Therefore, like, take your time and do it carefully. That's like biggest advice. As you can see, there's precursor tablets everywhere. That's because I got my Atlas set up as I showed you. So I got like almost unlimited precursor tablets if I need. A bunch of excavated chests, and there's no expedition logbooks for us right now. But I got one in my pockets. That's how it looks like. Expedition logbook. There will be area level, and again, that's one of the reasons why you want to clear expeditions on and other content on higher level waystones. Technically, after clearing expedition, you can run away. There's a researcher strong box, and it's a fun one. So let's gamble a little bit. We drop a little bit of gold. We got 2 million, so I can waste it for fun. We got a regal orb. First drop is fine. Let's try once again. Every roll will take more and more gold, so be careful. It can waste all your gold. Nothing cool right now. Maybe once again. And no. 20 orbs of transmutation. Not a great deal. 200k gold. Maybe this will give me some nice 10 greater regal orbs. That's a good one, by the way. I like greater regal orbs. And now we will spend 2.2 million. That's the last time I can open it, and let's see. I hope we can get something cool. Now it's greater storm rune. Nice. Game decided to scam me, but that's fine. So let's find a boss. A boss is basically a boss, nothing special. Bosses you saw in the campaign mostly, and you just need to melt them. As you can see, this boss is pretty powerful for me. He got like and a little bit of expedition. So expedition will give you these 3 guys in your hideout. They will sell items for artifacts that they actually drop on their expedition. So if you find a rock on the map, he will drop these order artifacts. And what you actually can do is to just buy items from these guys for these artifacts. You also can reroll the shop if you don't like what you offer, and it's pretty interesting mechanic. For example, if you're buying crossbow, you will have different options. You will have option to upgrade or skip, and you will be prompted with what you're upgrading. So for example, if you pick upgrade, it will reroll all bottom part, basically all suffixes. Let's do it. We rerolled, nothing cool over here. Now it will reroll top part. Well, again, it's nothing cool on the top part either, so let's reroll them. Still nothing cool, but next time they will be removed. Why not to remove them? Who cares? So next upgrade will add prefix modifier, but let's say, for example, we don't want prefix modifier. Then we can skip it. However, if you skip, you can't skip once again. You can't skip 2 consecutive crafts. Therefore, you will need to take the last pick, and basically you got like 5 or 6 rerolls, and then you got item in the end. It's some fun activity, it's time consuming, so I'm not using it a lot, but sometimes there's a bunch of fun items, and I actually like sold a bunch of funny items for few divines. Still, most important and most fun activity is to use recombinator, so I got some leftovers from today's crafts, let's see them. And you can use recombinator to drop 2 bases. It should be like any crossbow or any like weapon you're using, or any armor piece you're using, any even like ring, but it should be same weapon type. It's better to drop high tier bases, and basically after dropping them, let me check, I will drop this one and elemental damage with attacks. So after dropping, you will be prompted with picking bonuses. And you need to pick at least 1 bonus from each. For example, this one got a really nice high lightning damage roll, we will take it, and this have nice elemental damage roll. If we pick 2 bonuses, we can recombine these items by using artifacts, and there will be chance of success. So for high tier mods, of course, it's harder to pick this. For high tier mods, of course, it's a lot less. For higher tier mods, of course, chances will be a lot less. Also, some choices may block other prefixes. For example, after choosing these 2 mods, I can't choose and you can use it in 2 ways. Basically, you can combine 2 good mods, for example, lightning damage and elemental damage with attacks, and get 15% chance to make combined crossbow. Or you can unga bunga, gamba a little bit, and just get 1% chance to receive almost miracle tier crossbow. Let's do it, and it's 1% chance, and no, of course. Combination failed. After failed combination, all your items is removed from existence, therefore be careful. If you want to use your items later, well, recombinator is not for you. Most common use, at least for me, is to combine 2 mods to make a like okay-ish version of crossbow. Since 10% or 15% is not bad, but even aiming for miracle tier is sometimes pays off. Anyway, that was all activities. Now let's go to our atlas. I upgraded my atlas part with boss content. Well, yeah, there's separate atlases for all content types, and now I will show you and explain how to set up it for beginners. Basically, for bosses, it's easy and simple. First points should go over here. Passive points. You will receive books from NPCs in your hideout, and you will be able to spend 2 points on any activity. I really like to spend first points in ritual over here to always have 4 rituals. It will give you like ability to get a lot more favor. And next points can be assigned to this part. Ability to reroll 4 times and rerolling for lower cost. Then it's up to you. You can go to the left part and spend all points over here to get more tribute overall. You can go for Wildwood Wisp. If you're following them, you will get more tribute again. If you're trying to get high rarity omens, you can fish for them by using this part. And if you're hunting for omens, probably you like to defer them a lot more often and for cheaper prices. Therefore, Promised Devotion is for you again. Technically, after these 2 points, there's no best setup, I would say. It depends on your current goal. Next one is Delirium. I like Delirium Fog to disappear slower, therefore we get a lot more time to defeat monsters and build up combo. Delirium bosses will be with more life but will drop more splinters is the next step for me. But again, it's just up to you what you want over here. For Expedition, we're just looking for really valuable logbooks, therefore that's where you want to go instantly with 4 points. And for breach, I really like to have this slower opening breaches. It gives me a lot more time and a lot safer time to farm monsters. Of course, we want to increase monster density. It will counter our slower speed a little bit, but again, it depends on your build. And later, you just want to have more and more density and more splinters dropped from them, somewhere over here. Now, you probably get a question how to actually get more points in all these Atlas passives. Well, you actually can check it over here. Additional points are earned for completing Crux of Nothingness in Normal, Cruel and Merciless, and you must be map owner. But what does it mean? Well, good question. You need to quickly travel back to your home, and here in home you will find Realm Gate. So Realm Gate is actually a place where you drop your Petition Splinters, Simulacrum Splinters and Breach Splinters, and it will look like this. So we get a bunch of Runic Splinters, more on that in a second, because it's a little bit different, but you drop them and you will have a bunch of difficulties, basically 3 difficulties. First one will give you unlimited portals, so you will have unlimited attempts and you will try to defeat this boss basically. Actually, since I got a bunch of them, let me just show you. It's a ritual boss, so that's Crux of Nothingness. You teleport to boss instantly, and every boss of course is different. Sometimes it's instant boss fight, sometimes it's something like this. Then he teleports you into another area, and you need to follow wisps. By the way, if you want a guide for every Pinnacle boss, just make sure to drop a comment. So we're following wisps and trying to find access to his area, his zone basically. It will be like purplish area, so wisps going over here. If you are too slow, you may even die in this place, I guess, but I never actually tested this. More often than not, I find this teleport to next location. That's how it looks like. It's arena, and he will be in his second form. That's basically boss from Act 2, but a little bit harder. So let's charge our crossbow, let's shoot him in the face, and let's melt him pretty fast, I hope. Yes, that was good. So these bosses will have unique drops, only unique to them. For example, King of Mists drops Unity belt. It's not super good belt, but nice build starter. So Breach and Expedition works exactly the same, but activities will be a little bit different. In Delirium you need to survive waves of monsters. In Breach you're just going through the breach and then there will be big Pinnacle boss in the end. But for Expedition boss, well, by using Runic Splinters you will fight Expedition boss. But to get Runic Splinters you need to get Expedition logbook first, and then you need to talk with Danik. Then you will ask him to show Expedition map and drop Expedition logbook over here. It will open big expedition. That's where you will start getting Runic Splinter drops. After defeating each difficulty of boss, you will unlock next part and next points for your activities, and basically you will be able to farm them a lot faster. So getting next part of splinters is a lot faster. However, how to get boss points? Well, it's a little bit different. For boss points, first of all you need to slay map boss at level 79 area with at least 6 modifiers. Level 79 area is basically tier 15 Waystone. So you need to have tier 15 Waystone with all modifiers, so fully juiced over here. It will be a hard map and you need to defeat boss over there. Now, how to beat boss at level 80 area? There's 2 ways. First of all, you may have map with a boss and also irradiation. If you already forgot, you can get irradiation by using irradiating tablet. Or the second option, you may actually get tier 16 Waystone. To get tier 16 Waystone, you can't go with our previous methods, so they are not combinable in Reforger, but if you use Val Orb on your tier 15 Waystones, you may get tier 16 Waystone. So that's basically output of valing your Waystones. Also you can buy tier 16s on the market, of course, and that's how to get first 2 points, that you will drop into quantity of items and then into quantity of Waystones. From this point you will never ever feel a problem that you don't have enough Waystones. But how to get more points and get, for example, more strong boxes in boss maps, make all boss maps with extra area of level, or actually increase rarity of items dropped? That's what I will go for. Well, to do it you need to destroy Anomaly map boss, Citadel map boss, or completing a Pinnacle of Flame quest. For Anomaly it's pretty straightforward. Basically you need to find anomaly like Sealed Vault, the Jade Isles, or other anomalies. They will have different solutions how you can enter. I never ever opened sealed vault yet, since it's probably takes loads of time and this one is probably bugged. Basically around this vault there should be a map that will give you a key and you will need a key to unlock it. But for Temporal Sandstorm it's super easy, you just clear maps around and in some maps you will touch stones, it will open Temporal Sandstorm. Derelict Mansion is right now bugged for me, I can't open it. And Jade Isles also pretty easy, you just run around and some of the maps will have connection and will open this map. So again you need to open this map, then play this map on highest difficulty, tier 15 Waystone, and you will get more points. And that's Anomaly map boss. What is Pinnacle of Flame and Citadel map bosses? Well, near your starting location you will find Burning Monoliths. It's location of Pinnacle of Pinnacles bosses, basically Arbiter of Ash, and he is super crazy and powerful. And to open this location you need fragments. Ancient Crisis, Faded Crisis and Weathered Crisis fragments. There's another version of them which is Bloody version, and Bloody can be achieved by playing highest difficulty, as far as I understand, but I haven't got there yet. So basically I will show you Citadels, don't worry, but technically your goal is to go as far away as possible. Go into one direction and never go into any other direction and just get as far away as possible. Eventually you will start seeing beams in Fog of War, and that's a Citadels basically. So after beating Citadel boss you will get fragment. And after getting 3 fragments you can get back to this monoliths and fight Mr. Arbiter of Ash. But there's one last option. After clearing all corruptions you will get 30 points, but how to get last 10 points? Well, you can do it anytime you wish. Basically to get last 10 points you need to fight specialty maps. There's a bunch of them, you don't even need to find all of them, but you need to find different ones. That's how specialty maps look like. For example, this Unattained Paradise basically is a map with no drops of items, but it will drop you only gold. This one will give you a bunch of omens, and there's loads of different maps like this, around like 5 or 7 probably, maybe 8, yeah, probably 7 or 8 total. And after clearing those maps you will get books that award you 2 points. There's another special map, and I saw it somewhere over here. It's Moment of Zen. Don't worry, just go over there with like any map, I don't think it affects it. And there will be a trader that will give you unique item for free. That's basically how I got this hammer, and it right now on the store it goes for like 20 exiles, 20 chaos orbs and 1 divine orb. So it's pretty rare hammer, and again you can get like pretty valuable equipment from this stuff. Now when you know how to advance through the game, there's one last part, is how to actually get most out of your time and have loads of fun. Well, it's of course juicing, and here's how juicing work. You already know how towers work, and you need to find area with bunch of towers that can overlap. For example, this tower will overlap with this tower, will overlap with this tower in this middle zone. And you can focus on one single type of content or on all content like me. Basic idea is to clear these towers by going on outer circle and just touching these towers without touching maps in the middle, and beating these towers on highest difficulty and dropping precursor tablets inside. So for some of juicing strategies, for example, you can have breach tablets that will give you additional collapsed hands in your breaches. So just imagine, we got 4 towers, we can drop 12 tablets, therefore we will have 12 more collapsed hands. By getting this part of the tree, no, actually this, we will make every collapsed hand guarded by magic monsters with 20% chance, and we will increase amount of collapsed hands by 30%. Therefore, if we got plus 12 collapsed hands from our tablets, we will have actually around 13, but with extra from initial breach, we will have 20 collapsed hands in a breach with a lot more monsters. At the same time, over here we can have 60% chance to drop double breach splinters from them, and this strategy will give you like loads of breach splinters. Probably you can have like 50 or 100 breach splinters from one breach. Just imagine if you combine it with these crumbling walls that will give you 1% chance to contain 10 additional breaches, so you will have ability to maybe farm 10 breaches in one single map. They will be slow, so you will be able to get all collapsed hands, and this will give you like 1000, maybe even more breach splinters in one go. You don't even have to play breach, you can just exchange it. So from one map you can get like 1 divine easy, 5 divines per hour. And that's complete endgame guide you actually need. There's a bunch of extra stuff, but that's the only stuff you actually need to have fun and understand how everything's working. But of course you need a really powerful build to at least reach endgame and also beat endgame. Videos on the screen right now will show you really powerful builds, especially for mercenary, so just click them, watch them, and you will melt everything. See you in the next videos.